All right, Marcel, welcome back to the Monday, October 3rd, 2022 MMAOB Daily Podcast. Second show today, Marcel. We're going to do some UFC news and fight announcements. If there's any questions, we'll take the queue, but there's always fights being announced, man. It's crazy. Like, there's always good fights coming up in the future, and we like to get a quick head start on them. So I'm going to share the screen here, guys, and go to Marcel's page. We'll just go through some of these fights that are coming up here on future UFC cards. All right, Marcel, let's start with this one here. It's the newest one you just posted. I sent you this one like a month ago. I swear to God, I sent this to you. What happened?
Yeah. So Mark Madsen signed his contract, but Drakkar didn't get his contract until today.
Oh,
So he signed a new deal with the UFC. So that's why I didn't post it earlier. But it's now signed on both sides. So that's why it's a go now.
it's a good fight. It makes sense, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Drakkar is doing pretty well in the UFC at this moment. And I think Marco Madsen, he's still undefeated, but I don't think he's very pleasant to watch for a lot of fans. He's a very heavy grappling guy. And yeah, looking forward to this one. I mean, it's a new challenge. It's a fun. I think it's a good fight.
It's a good fight. It's an interesting fight. It's a competitive fight. Let's go to the next one here. Well, I'm surprised they booked this fight. Michael Ross versus Rinat Fakhretdinov. Like, I just thought they'd put them on different paths, kind of. I think Morales is amazing, but man, Rinat's really good too. What are you thinking for this one? This fight's really crazy. What do you think?
It is, man. I mean, Rinat's wrestling is good, and Michael Morales is just a very fun fighter to watch, a really talented guy as well. Man, he's born in 2000. I was 11 in 2000. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Yeah. It's going to be a fun fight, I think. I don't know who I go with at this moment, and that's also not the purpose of this one, because you don't want to know until we go to the
exactly. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I really have no idea though myself. Like, I have no clue because Morales has looked good, right? The striking, but he did get taken down by that guy in his last fight, that Adam Fergut guy, Fugit. He got taken down by him, and Rinat looked amazing against. But again, it was against Nickal, Marcel, who's terrible, right? So. It's a tough one to call. I'm very, very, very interested in watching this fight, guys. It's a good one. What's up, Sinister? How's it going, man? Glad to have you here, buddy. We're just going to do some fight announcements today, but glad to have you here, man. And we got our boy Joe in the chat. He likes close in that fight. Yeah, to me, that's another close fight for him, and we'll see what happens. Bo Nickal, Jamie Pickett. Did I not call this one? And then, not only that, but our boy Marcus here, he messaged me. He's like, yo, what do you think the odds will be? Said minus 2,000. They open at minus 1,800. So no surprise there. Actually, let me check, see if the odds have changed on Pickett. Or Nickal, I should say. They've gone up. Yeah, it's still minus 1,800, so no movement there. There's no value in that per se, but like, I would be looking for him to get the knockout in this fight, Marcel. I think he can knock Jamie Pickett out like the last couple of guys have did, Jordan Wright and Dennis Tululin. So what do you think, man? Like, I mean, obviously we're all picking Bo Nickal here, guys. There's no surprise.
I had to laugh about Chris Curtis's reply to my tweet about it. It's like, why does the UFC hate Jamie Pickett?
I don't know.
People replied like, so you think he's losing? He's like, yeah, he's not doing great against grapplers. You know what I mean? So he's a high level grappler. Of course. I mean, I think most people will pick Bo Nickal here. Don't have to be like secret doing mysterious about it. This is clear. Listen, no disrespect to Jamie Pickett. Respect every fighter who fights in the UFC and then steps in the octagon, or even in MMA. But this is clearly like the UFC want to give Bo Nickal a good start in the UFC. It's almost like the Joe Pyfer against Alan Amedowski. You know what I mean? Although I think Jamie Pickett is a tad bit better than Alan Amedowski, but you know what I mean.
Yep, absolutely. It's got a comment here from Andrew, who's talking about the last fight with Rinat and Morales. I don't get it either. I'm surprised by the matchup. Is Jamie that bad or is Bo that good? It's a little bit of both, I think, Sinister. I think Bo is that good. I really do. And Pickett, just like I said, Marcel, like he's 2-4 in the UFC. He won a few fights, but he beats Staropoli, not in the UFC, and then he beat Joseph Holmes. And like, wasn't a very good fight. So I don't know, man. Just not impressive to me at all. Anyways, this fight is amazing. Arman Tsarukyan and Damir Ismagulov. Like, I don't know, man. This is a really tough one to call. I mean, I guess I would lean Arman a little bit, but I think Damir is amazing too. These guys are two studs. I wish this was 5 rounds. I really do. It's too bad it's not 5, but what a fight, eh?
Yeah, they have 5 rounds for Strickland against Kennedy. I would have preferred this one.
Did you break this fight, by the way?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I mean, I was so happy I could break this fight, by the way.
Yeah, I remember I tweeted about it. Yeah, you did break it. Good job.
Thank you. It's a great fight. The thing is, with the problem with which you have right now at lightweight is that the top guys, and the top guys, I mean the guys between 1 and 7, only want to fight the top guys. You know what I mean? Poirier is fighting Chandler now, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Poirier Chandler!" It's pretty much number 2 against number 3. So if you lose, you're going to be number 3. If you win, you're going to be number 2. You know what I mean? So they keep being around that circle. Only Dariush taking a gamble with fighting Gamrot. And Gamrot got that win over Tsarukyan. So I respect that a lot, actually. But all these other guys, they want to keep staying in that circle on the top, Rafael Fiziev, he fought Dos Anjos. Dos Anjos also took that fight. Fiziev won. And he's also now higher up, So the thing is, lightweight is very fun, but the elite guys don't really like to fight down. And I think at a certain moment, the loser of Chandler or Poirier has to fight down. That's my opinion, And because we're now matching up these guys, the future guys, who can be big in the division. First, they're matching up Arman against Gamrot. Now they're matching up Arman against Ismagulov. Ismagulov against Kutatelats is another good example, I want to see these fighters getting elevated to the guys who are more at the top and getting their chances. You know what I mean? I want to see where their top is. So this fight is a fun fight. I would have preferred both guys against a different opponent, because I think both guys can be in the top 5. That's what I think.
Absolutely. By the way, I just saw Mike Davis was followed by Mark Zuckerberg on Instagram. It's kind of funny. I don't know if you saw his tweets.
I saw it.
Nickal's first fight with the Irish. That's true. I saw Nickal too. Apparently, he wants to fight in the main card. That's what he's asking for. So it's such a great fight, man. It's so good. Could Lackless be booked against Saeed Yukub? Saeed gets booked against a good opponent. I mean, maybe, but I feel like Saeed's so much higher ranked than him right now.
Yeah. Also, dude, we gonna have a month without UFC again after this card, right?
Right. I know, it's crazy, right? It's such a, I don't know. I understand with the breaks, anyways. Kelvin Gastelum and Nassourdine Imavov, another amazing fight. I love the fight. Was this booked a few months ago? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to happen. I think on that card where Kelvin at a certain moment was matched up with Rodrigues Duplessis, and then he fell off. And before that, Imavov fell off because of the how do you say that? Not COVID, but visa issues, right? So.
Right.
Yeah, this is pretty much a rebooking, and now we got it for 5 rounds in the main event. So yeah,
no, for sure.
Fun fight, man. I mean, you got Kelvin, established guy, fought the who is who in the division against Nassourdine Imavov, who is still kind of new. He got 5 fights, won 4 out of 5. Has looked pretty well so far in the UFC. I think the Buckley fight only in the 3rd round didn't look great, but this is a good matchup, man. It's number 11 against number 12. It's pretty much like I said, the more established guy against a guy who's a little bit more new in the UFC. And yeah, it's a beautiful matchup, I think. I really like it.
Right. A couple more comments here, guys. What's up, Antoine? How's it going, man? Weekend was good. Glad to have you here, buddy. We completed the interview with RDA and Tony for the rankings. Yes, because Tony has his last fight was at 170, and RDA is going there, so they got to move those guys out. I agree. Do I see Arber as a future champ? Possibly. I mean, the division is always stacked. It's always going to be stacked to 155, but he's great. There are some good fights coming up. I agree with that. A couple more fights here. And this fight's just weird. Josie and Nunez, she's looked great. 2-0, she's looked great. I mean, a couple just brutal performances. And then Sarah Fair, I'm not even sure why she's on the roster. She pulls out of every fight she's in. She pulls out of this one, she's getting cut. Yeah. I think Nunez should be like minus 500 favorite here. What do you think?
At least, yeah.
Right?
And Nunez now ranked at bantamweight as well, by the way. This fight is
I saw that. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't think they have too many fighters, so they're going to rank certain fighters. I mean, Norma Dumont, I think, is now at 13 or 12 at bantamweight, and she never fought at bantamweight, only once. So, yeah, I don't know.
For sure. All right. Go to the next fight here. Oh, yeah. What a fight, eh? Brad Tavares and RoboCop. I love this fight. It's funny because RoboCop, I remember after the post-fight press conference, he's like, I don't want to fight in Brazil because like I'm having a kid and I want to spend time with my new kid, but I guess they gave him an offer they couldn't refuse. They probably told him, like, we're going to give you a raise. Well, it's a big fight for him in Brazil. And I think he can win this fight. I mean, Brad Tavares is obviously very, very solid, very tough guy, but I think RoboCop has just looked amazing in the last couple of fights. So what do you think?
No disrespect to Tavares, but he's pretty much the gatekeeper. If you get past Brad Tavares, you probably get into the top 10 or top 15, A good fight for RoboCop here, I still have Sanford MMA. I should change that in Cliff, by the way, and with this gym. But yeah, fun fight. And it's still a quick comeback, after that cut he suffered. So, but January, it's next year. You will have his kid soon. Good matchup. I think a very smart matchup as well. You want to see where Gregory stands in the division. Given Tavares, not an easy fight. Almost always wins the third round, 9 out of 10 times. So, will be a fun one, I think.
Absolutely. A couple other ones here. Daniel De Silva and Vinicius Salvador. How is this guy not cut? Like, this guy should not be in the UFC. Vinicius Salvador should be a big favorite here. What do you say?
The funny thing is, I still like the guy. I know he didn't perform at all, in the UFC so far, but I still like the guy. I think he's an okay fighter, But 0-3, it's difficult, man. And I mean, this is 100% his last chance. And Vinicius Salvador looks super good. He's from Team Rebus, I think. He looks super good contender series. He fought Shannon Ross, and Shannon Ross actually also got signed 2 or 3 days later by the UFC. So, good fight.
Agreed. It's a good fight. There's a comment here. What do you think the opening round will be for Tavares and RoboCop? I think it'll be pretty competitive, Marcus, but I think RoboCop's got to be favored at this point, right? What do you think?
Minus 125, minus 130.
Yeah, something like that. I was thinking minus 150, something like that. Not a huge amount, but he should be favored.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple more fights. We didn't talk about this one either. I don't think Jose Johnson and Vince Morales, and it's a good fight too. There was something in the chat in the Discord, James Lynch's Discord today, about Johnson being friends with him. Is they friends or something? Is that you saw him, Marcel?
I know they are from the same management. That's what I know.
Right. So I think it's a good fight though. It's a fair fight, right? They're both the same spot basically, and Morales has got to get a win though. I mean, he's 3-4, right? He's got to get a win in this fight.
I was DMing Alex Buunin about this fight because he broke the fight, and 1 hour later they said it on Contender Series. They announced this fight. It's like, dude, I'm happy for you. You actually posted it, because if you were rating, you would have been out scooped by the Contender Series. But good fight. Vince Morales liked to do it a lot. And Jose Johnson, he looked good, man. I mean, he beat Jack Cartwright, the guy who hadn't lost so far, was a champion in Cage Warriors, and he looked good in that fight. So I'm looking forward to this one, man. I think it will be a fun one.
Absolutely. See if there's anything else. That might be it. I think we got all these, right? We got all those. Okay, we'll close that up here. If there's any other questions, guys, we'll take them. We'll take any questions. Yeah. And there are a couple here. Here, Joe, what's up, man? How's it going? Glad to have you here, buddy. He's talking about Jack Del Metal. He thinks Ian Gary's a good fight. That'd be a good fight.
They're not doing that.
Do you have any idea who they might do?
I have no idea, but I don't think they're doing Ian Gary. They want to build up Ian Gary as another Irish guy who is undefeated. They're not going to feed him Jack Della Maddalena. I think, and also Jack is a great prospect. They would kill a prospect here if they do. So I don't think they will. But you never know. Sometimes UFC got that weird ways where they don't want to match up prospects again together, and then at a certain moment they do match prospects up together. So it's like you can't really say anything about it.
Agreed. A couple other comments. It's got another fights up, Anthony. Yeah, I think he's talking about De Silva probably, right? Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that. Is there any reason why Bilal and Brady's on the main card? I guess they wanted that women's fight with Firo and Chukage. Oh, excuse me, guys. Just on really bad there. Marcel, man, I'm so bored. No, I'm kidding. I was a bit sleepy all day. It's going to be a scrap. Sure will be, man. Sure will be. Yeah, no media presence last week, and there really wasn't. I didn't notice too much of a difference, but it's better if they're there, I think.
I did. Almost no interviews afterwards.
And that too, the post-fight, right? Yeah, that's for sure. But I just think it was a small card. It's not like it was a pay-per-view and they didn't have media, right? Like, that would have been a little different. Jack, it's up on. Jack versus Holland or Jake Matthews. I haven't watched those fights, but apparently Holland's retired. That's what he says.
I don't really believe it, dude.
You don't believe that either?
Nah.
No. Is there any other news that was going on here last couple of days? Or I'm trying to think. I know that, let's talk about this. Bellator, right?
Oh, Bellator, yeah.
They were talking about, he's been asked, Scott Miller, about Eddie Alvarez and Nate Diaz. He says he's going to talk to both of them. What do you think about either of those guys going back to Bellator? Or in Eddie's case, going back? Or
with Eddie,
yeah,
I can see it. With Nate, I can't. That's what I think.
I feel the same way. I think Nate will do the boxing thing. I just think there's so much money there, Marcel. Why
would he commit to? Yeah, why would he commit with Bellator? You know what I mean? I don't see that.
It doesn't make sense, right? Like, it doesn't. It's not the right thing for him.
What's your thoughts about Ben Rothwell, dude?
Sorry, Ben Rothwell, man, he had a nice win. I honestly have no idea about the guy who's fought. I know he's the Bobo guy or something, but I don't know who Bobo. Oh my gosh, that is. I don't know who the guy is, man. I don't know. I just know there's. I don't know. Ben Rothwell, good for him. He made some money, but yeah. Fight looked like a joke, to be honest. It was like 20 seconds. Is UFC 282 confirmed? I don't think so. It's not confirmed yet, but the hope is Urian Glover. Adam looks like you should watch a Muhammad fight marathon. Man, sorry guys, I just on like crazy. Glenn says they mentioned Bilal and Yana Pierce. I mean, I'm not too excited about that fight, although hopefully Brady looks really good because I like him. Spike Carlo reminds me to go for walking away and getting smacked before the round ended. That was funny. Also, that dry hump. I don't know if you saw that by Agent McKee. He started humping in his head. That was kind of funny. What do you guys think about Machida proposing a retirement fight in Rio against Shogun? I think it's great. I really like it. I know Machida's looked terrible and he just got knocked out brutally by Fabian Edwards. But honestly, if they're both going to retire, why not just do that fight? They are 1-1. Although I thought Shogun won that first fight 10 years ago or whatever. I don't mind it. What do you think? I don't hate the fight, honestly. Like a Legends retirement fight. Why not?
Yeah, I got to tell you, to be honest, man, after that Shogun OSP fight, I really don't need to see. I'm just, listen, man, those legend fights, it's fun, but please don't put it on the pay-per-view main card. I know they're going to do it again, and I have all respect for Machida and I have all respect for Shogun, but it's not like they're in the greatest fights as of lately. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I don't know about that. They can do it, but it's not like I'm like, oh my God, but.
No, I know what you're saying. I wouldn't mind it though. And he would get smoked to the current 155 division, even the unranked guys would kill him. Probably, but there's probably a fight or two he can win there. But man, he did not look good in one championship, in my opinion. I don't think he looked good at all. Any thoughts on Dominic Wooding? He's fighting Cage Warriors. Any thought about that?
Yeah, Dominic Wooding, bantamweight champion from Cage Warriors. He's fighting Michele Martignoni in the main event in Rome on Friday. I'm happy for Wooding. He's fighting again. He was, I think, in a contract dispute with Cage Warriors. He wanted to fight in the Contender Series and they didn't let him or something. He's going to defend his title. And what he says, Mansour Barnaoui, he's fighting Piccolotti, I think, in the main event of Bellator Milan. Yeah, also a fun fight. So looking forward to those fights, both in Italy. So I'll not be attending, but those are fun fights.
For sure. A couple other comments here. Bilal slander. Yeah. Bilal literally fights to not lose. It's frustrating to watch, especially the Wonder Warrior fight still hurts. Yeah, he's not the most exciting guy, but I mean, at the end of the day, the name of the game is winning, right? So if he gets the job done, then it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, that fight with Brady could be boring. Let's be honest. What are you gonna
say? Do you like to game? Do you game EA UFC?
I have EA UFC, but I haven't really played it much. I know that they added the Contender Series guys. Is that what you're gonna say?
Yeah, because I made a list on Twitter about it who they haven't put in the top 15.
It's crazy, right? Yeah, I haven't played in a while, but obviously it's a fun game to play. Probably Dom Wooding hasn't been signed yet. Yeah, I mean he's good, right?
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything else we missed, and then we'll probably end it early today, guys. Let's see here. Oh, do you see that picture of Dana White that was floating around? He's got to be on like TRT or something, right? Like he has to be, right? What do you think?
I would say so, yeah, but I'm not going to shit on him if I look at my own body. So,
for sure. But I mean, he's definitely. I think he's like TRT it's not illegal anyway. It's not like it's illegal steroid, but I would assume he's on something. I don't think that looks natural. I mean, good for him though. Dana, he's obviously working out, but like he looks. He's 55 or something, isn't he? How old is Dana?
53.
53. He looks a lot younger in that picture. Good for Dana though. I mean, listen, Dana. He's Dana. Dana's Dana. He's part of the sport for better or worse, man. Big part of the sport. Boylan looks after the fighting managers. Wooding wouldn't sign with him, gets punished. Yep. Edwards got the skill. Probably don't like the look of the record. In fact, he locked the Belter. True. Is there anything else that we're missing? I think we got most of everything, man. It was kind of like a slow week, right? So.
Yeah.
All right, look at this comment here. There's some good comments here. You guys heard anything about Gregory Gillespie? No, I haven't heard anything, but he's been removed from the rankings, I believe, right? The Grant Dawson fight would be good. It's just a shame. Gregor's a fun guy to watch, man. He's a great fighter. Who are both of you guys top 3 prospects in UFC? Mine would be Dylan Mendelin, Almeida, Yanez. Lucas Almeida, you think? You're saying? Yanez, we fucked against the elite grappler. I mean, who's to say, right? Like, he hasn't really been tested in that area. I think Yanez is amazing though. It's always a hard question to ask. I think some of these guys on Contender are pretty good though, man. Like from this year, like I think Joe Piper's pretty good, Marcel.
Mm-hmm.
Like that guy's really good. But if you call Yanez, if he's considered a prospect, I would. That's probably my favorite.
I would say Almeida is good. Jack Della Maddalena. Yeah, I don't pick Yanez because he's ranked, so I won't.
That's
pick
the thing.
him,
I was thinking the same thing.
I
like
go with Barallo.
More of a contender, right? Yeah, Kyle Barallo. If they're ranked, they're contender. Oh, Azamat Mirzakana is ranked now. When did he go to rankings? When did that happen?
When the other guy got out, because what's that? This 205. Who got out at 205?
I'm not sure.
Who got out at 205? Somebody. Somebody got the. Who went out? Come on.
Take a look.
Let me think. Who went out? Somebody retired or went to another division. Let me check for a second.
You gotta tell me who it was, man.
Yeah, we gotta know now. Maybe somebody in the chat already knows. If you know, let us know. I'm searching right now.
Jalton's really good. He's gonna fight against Shamil at heavyweight. I think he probably knocks him out. Alice Karov's really good too. I can't wait for Monster and Mitchell, man.
Santos.
Oh, Thiago Santos left. Yeah. Tyra and Markaev look like big things at 125. Yeah, Tyra's fighting in the next card. We'll talk about that. I say we get out of here, Marcel. If there's anything else burning, guys, we'll take it. But like, plug your stuff, and if there's any last second question, we'll take it and get out of here. But I think we'll end it soon today. So go ahead, plug your stuff one last time.
The only thing when there's something burning is when I eat some Carolina Reaper and I touch my dick. But, okay. My name Big Marcel 24 on Instagram and Twitter, and Eurosport.nl mixed martial arts section for the Dutch articles.
Yep, Twitter at Adam Martin Podcast, MMAOB.com. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it, guys. And yeah, we'll be back, like I said, next Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be awesome. We're going to break down UFC Vegas 62, so it should be good. I think that's pretty much it. The comments. This last one, Colby's next fight prediction, guys. The last comment for the day. I'll say the Hamzat fight happens. There we go. That's my prediction. You have a prediction?
I think Hamzat fights Costa at 185. So
there you go. I really like the future of UFC with a lot of fights coming up. I agree, Marcus. Great show as always. Appreciate it, man. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. See you next Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Have a great week, guys. Talk to you soon.